isolated. But special occurrence here.
Are you guys, does this work? Is this thing on? Should I talk to him about flat Earth? You guys know the second law of thermodynamics debunks the idea we can have a vacuum next to a pressurized atmosphere without a container, and then you got the abyssal plains covering half the ocean's floor, and accelerometers are not only calibrated on a level surface, but they detect no movement for Earth. And then you've got Ares failure, an airplane level flight, according to the Federal Airline Administration. And someone said Nathan Thompson cringe. Why? Because you can't name as many flat Earth proofs as I can. So then you've got Elias effect, ambient light from the dome, angular size of Mercury. All our ancient civilizations knew the Earth was flat. You got anti-crepuscular rays. Astrolabes assume a stationary North Star. It's basically a computer for all the movements of the celestial bodies. Azimuthal equidistant map is used by the USGS. So they calculate distances outward from the North Pole with that. The Bardet Krenz is the world record photographs, 270 miles. Bedford Level is a world famous experiment, 6 miles of flat water. Buoyancy and density are the only things ever proven for things to rise and fall. Electromagnetism can do it too. And then you've got buildings aren't leaning away from you. Building walls are parallel. Building use something called a plumb bobs. And they're always parallel to each other and perpendicular to the ground. They're never splaying outward from a center mass. So then you've got compasses are always held flat to work, crepuscular rays. CGI is all we get of the North Pole, the South Pole, the globe in general, and satellites. There's no real pictures of satellites. Cannons fired straight up prove that there's no Coriolis. The daytime full moon would be impossible on a globe. Equinoxes were off by 6 days this year. Eye level horizon, emergency airplane landings. Fauna flora, they have completely different atmospheres in the north and south. Frozen lakes have no curvature or convexity. Famous explorers like this guy who went to Antarctica, Captain Cook, Volktown over there. Auguste Piccard was the first man in the stratosphere. He said it looked flat with upturned edges. And then you've got the gimbal base never rotates around a gyroscope. The geographic range table from the U.S. Coast Guard lists distances at sea level that would be impossible. What else do we have? Gyroscopes, GHI, infrared cameras, jet streams make way more sense on a flat Earth. Kansas is flatter than a pancake. Lighthouses can be seen from way too far away. Lunar eclipses make no sense on a globe because one, shadows are black, not glowing red. The moon is self-illuminating. The Terminator line comes in from one direction and exits another, so the Earth is allegedly changing directions during a lunar eclipse. Also during Sentinelion eclipses, the sun and the moon can be visible to one observer above the horizon. It's a physical possibility for the Earth to be intersecting sun and moon at that time. So the Maldives are 6 feet above sea level. It's the lowest recorded sea level or recorded altitude for any country. Michelson-Morley experiment, you got the Michelson-Gale experiment. The molting temperatures of metals would be impossible in the thermosphere. Everything leaving Earth's atmosphere would melt. Molten metal can't hold magnetism. So on a spinning globe, you'd have no electromagnetic poles. What do we at? Meteor showers would obliterate all the satellites in space. NASA has been caught with harnesses and green screens and all sorts of augmented reality and bubbles in space. Noscopy, they were detecting ships 300 to 900 miles away back in the 1800s. Nobody has ever seen or felt the Earth move sober. There are no time lapses of stars in space. Just FYI, nobody landed on the moon. But you got Orbiter's Paradox, Occam's Razor, Operation High Jump, Operation Fishbowl, Operation Paperclip, something called Over the Horizon Radar, which in Russia they can see the east side of the U.S. from the west side of Russia. Tell me how that's working on a globe if those radio waves are, bending around the bendy oceans of the Atlantic, if you believe that nonsense. Then you've got Sagnac, interferometer, seasons make way more sense on a flat Earth with southern declination. There's no way during summer solstice we're 3 million miles farther away from the sun. The U-2 rockets, the first pictures we ever got were completely flat. NASA lost all the technology to go to the moon. They lost all the telemetry data. Venus and Mercury should be impossible to see at night. And last but not least, water is always level. Water finds its level. It's a natural level. Large bodies of water, when undisturbed, are flawlessly flat. You can lead a globe earther to flat water, but you can't make them think. Once you go flat, you never go back. That's because the truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but in the end, there it is. Do me a solid. Add all your friends to the official Flat Earth and Globe discussion on Facebook. 120,000 members. No cursing, no insults. Do yourself a favor. Tell your friends to question everything. Do your friends a favor and question everything for them. Tell them the truth. And then, do me a favor. Add all your friends to the group. I love you guys. Here's Dan the Waterman. Peace.
What is that? Nathan PPL at Yahoo.
At yahoo.com. Hit me up if you need anything. I love you guys.
Hey, Nathan.
Love you, Nathan. Thanks for your help.
So, I'm friends with Green.
Nathan prints these things up in the jillions, and he goes and distributes them wherever he moves. He's got dozens of these with, and it's different, spoken word and written word. This gives some support later on. Hey, look, we got chat. I didn't even think about chat. Hey, welcome, chat. Nice to see you. Neg, nobody cares. Of course, Neg, there are things you care about, or you wouldn't come around to these places. So,
Nathan was handing those out at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And people started. As we were leaving, we could see him checking them out and reading them and stuff. So they work. They definitely work.